This is Access to Experts, where we interview business and professional experts and ask the questions you most want the answers to.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Access to Experts. I'm Ann DeVere, your host, and boy, do we have a special program for you. If you are a speaker, author, a coach, or a consultant, chances are you go to seminars, maybe you speak at seminars, and you have seen people offer all kinds of amazing packages, all kinds of programs from the stage. And you probably have seen people jump up and sign up for programs. Well, I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, you have probably wondered how some of those big packages, those special coaching and consulting programs are being introduced to people. And what is it about the way they're being introduced that makes people jump up and say, yes, I trust you? Well, we're going to find out because my very special guest does actually that. He puts together effortless enrollment programs for people. He actually is the creator of Effortless Enrollment. And so we're gonna dig in here. Alex Musco. I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks
Welcome.
so much for having me, Ann.
Okay. Well, I have to say that it was just so much fun seeing how you actually interact with people and how simple you made it, you know, when I attended your event, because I was just blown away seeing you in action to begin with. So I had to come and see for myself. And you simplified the whole action of connecting with people, creating the programs, and enrolling them. So I just had to have you to pick your brain to share your brilliance with our viewers there.
It was fun, right?
It was so much fun. I really loved it. It was just like, what I loved about it was just those special aha moments. I was like, oh my God, I just like, how easy is that? I can do that. And this is where a lot of us, I think, when we think about huge programs, we get kind of scared. So, I mean, you have been doing this for a little bit, being a young man. So let's dig in there. How did you get started with creating big packages?
Wow. So I've been an entrepreneur since I've been 19 years old, and I've been fortunate to have great coaches and great mentors in my life who've really held that vision for me, who saw my full potential and was able to hold me to a higher standard than I could see for myself. So without them, I definitely wouldn't have been able to have done that and help people do that to the extent that I can.
So having mentors who were kind of, you know, being your strength for you when you needed it, I think is, you know, with me as well. So being a young man, I think that, you know, it played a big role in what you're doing. That's what it sounds like. So that's the first thing. We want a mentor who actually sees us bigger than we are.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I've actually been enrolling six-figure clients since I've been 21 years old. And I know I still might look like I'm 21. But I'm 26 now. And so I've been doing it for some time. And I've worked with some of I've worked with world-class speakers selling millions of dollars of their coaching programs, and I've really been fortunate to be able to really dive into, you know, what's going to motivate someone to make a decision to actually change their life, because that's what this coaching and consulting is. It's like someone needs to make a decision to fully, like, yes, I'm ready to change my life.
That's right. So just to make sure everybody understands, you said 6 figures. That means $100,000 or more. 100,000 to 900,000 is still 6 figures. So that's a big amount. That's a huge amount of money. And so what does it take to get somebody to say, you know what? Not only I trust you with my money, but I also trust you with 6 months or a year of my life to guide me. So let's share some of that. How do you put that together? What happens in the process of putting that together to have people say yes?
So to have people say yes, the most effective way to do it is to be able to enroll them one-on-one. So rather than enrolling them from the stage, like if you're enrolling from stage, you have to have a really polished presentation, and there's all different factors that goes into a 90-minute talk, you know, to get them to say yes. And especially with a high-end offer, even a 90-minute talk isn't enough for that. So the most effective way to enroll high-end packages is to enroll them one-on-one. So if you use a free consultation or a free strategy session or a free coaching session or whatever type of session it is, that how you run that effectively is what's going to determine whether they say yes or no. And the whole goal of that is not for them to say yes. Like that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see coaches and speakers make, is that when they run their free consultations, that their goal is for them to say yes. Your intention and your goal in that is to create clarity for them. And when people have clarity, it makes it effortless for them to have a clear yes or a clear no. And a clear no is fine, because you're only there to serve your tribe. And if that person's not in your tribe, but your free consultation, your strategy session is still a huge value because you're creating clarity for them. But if it's a clear yes, then great, then they'll enroll. Or if it's a clear no, then they won't, and that's fine too. You can still stay friends.
You know what I find fascinating? What you just described is the same process, coaches and consultants do every day. They do free strategy sessions, and yet you are able to add so much value and give so much clarity, so people are willing to, invest huge amounts of money, whereas some coaches, they may get a $500 client. It's the same process.
Yeah.
So what happens during that process makes all the difference from what I'm hearing you say. So also what I find fascinating is you're so right. Most people say, well, I have a strategy session. I have to sign them up for my package. So let's see, which package do you want? And I think the difference that, as far as what I'm hearing you say, is that make sure you're adding value. Whether they say yes or no at the end doesn't really matter, as long as you're adding value all the way through. Is that the focus of it?
Yeah, and something that's really important that you just said there was that creating value, and what most coaches and consultants don't realize is that creating clarity is huge value. Like creating clarity for someone, that's worth well more than whatever you charge, or if it's a free session, whatever. There's huge value in creating clarity for someone. And so most coaches, they also think that they're supposed to solve their problem during the session, which that's not the point. The point is to create clarity for them, so they can make a decision of whether if you're the right person or not. That's fine, but so they can know, yes, this is okay. I have this problem. Yes, I've suffered with this problem for X amount of time. Am I ready to do something about it?
So you're helping them make a decision. Also what I'm hearing you is that I find that most of us, we're always fighting to be understood rather than fighting to understand. So if you're actually paying attention to help them create clarity, they're actually being heard. They're being listened to, and they're being understood. And that's really exciting, because I know that obviously have spoken with many people. I've had all kinds of sessions, and you're right. Most of them are like, let me give you everything that I can so you sign up for my program. And I'm like, hello, I'm here. Do you see me? So I think that's huge. Thank you for sharing that, because you just unlocked a big component as to why some people say no to $500 and may say yes to $5,000 right away, the same person.
Yeah, and it's that same process. Like no matter if you're enrolling someone in a $500 program, $5,000, $50,000, that process is the same, and it takes the same amount of work to do it. Like it's the same amount of work. It's the same 60 or 90 minutes that you're spending with your free session. And whether you enroll into a $500 program or a $5,000 program, it's the same process. You're still helping them see where they're at, helping them create a vision, and then what's the gap in the way.
Wow. So what is a misconception that people have about selling big ticket coaching packages that we just don't even realize?
So a big misconception is that enrolling high-end clients is hard. Like that finding them is hard, and that being able to convince them to invest a high dollar amount is difficult.
Really? It's not?
It's not at all.
Come on.
It's not at all. Oh. It's when you're talking to the right person, when you're talking to your ideal customer. A lot of people talk about ideal customers, but when you're talking to the right person, and you can offer a package that offers the highest level of transformation to them, and you create clarity on what it's going to do for them, then it's easy for them. Like it makes it easier for them to make a decision of, yes, I want this. And when you're doing the session, it's also like they speak 90% of the time, you speak 10. And most of coaches and most consultants, we really want to help, And it's hard. Like they have all these problems. You just want to jump in and really help them,
I'm guilty of that. I am so guilty of that.
So am I.
Yeah.
So am I. But in doing thousands of these, you know, like, because I've had a challenge with my speech with a stutter my whole life, and so I was put in a position from my coach to stretch me to take, you know, hundreds of these calls, and I needed to show up as a better, as the best version of myself. To one, you know, I have all the mind chatter of, you know, are they going to judge me for my speech? Are they going to think I'm stupid or something's wrong with me? Like, I have all that mind chatter, but not only do I have that, I need to show up for the company. I need to be able to conduct the session well, and not only that, I need to inspire this person on the other end of the line to change their life.
Wow.
And so I made a decision that I was going to master it, because I wanted to be the last person, or I wanted to be the last reason why somebody said no. Like, I wanted to master the process so well that if they are going to say no to changing their life, that's their fault. That's on them. Like, I wanted to master it so I can give them clarity of that. If they're going to say no, that they're saying no to their dreams. They're not saying no to me in my programs, because I'm showing up in the best way that I can.
Wow, that's huge. Wait a minute, that is huge. So knowing that I am doing everything I possibly can to be of service to them with the time that we have together, and being able to walk away with a clear conscience, knowing that I was just fully present, doing everything I can to support them. You know, I just saying it feels good. Just saying it feels good.
Right?
So yeah, it does. So, you know, then it's just like, it's up to them. Maybe it's not the right time for them. Maybe it's not the right thing for them. But I know I did everything in my power to give them the opportunity.
Absolutely. And
oh, I love that. I love the way that feels. Oh, yes.
Yeah, because that's what sales, that's what enrollment is. It's service. And there's the old connotations, you know, that sales is bad and sales is evil, and, you know, the used car salesman, you know, twisting your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's so old school. And I believe now it's about inspiration and being able to inspire someone to take action on their life. Yeah. And it's standing for someone and saying, hey, like, I see you and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this together.
Wonderful. My goodness. You know, our time is just flying by. But I do have one more question for you. What is the one thing that you want every coach or a consultant who's looking to effortlessly enroll their dream clients? What is the one thing you would say? What is the one piece of advice that you would give that they can just take away from us today?
That's such a great question.
Yeah.
What I would say is, with their free strategy session or their free consultation or whatever it is, to name it. Give it a name so it has life. So you need to come up with some brand. Like, for mine, I call mine a 6-figure roadmap call, where I help you map out how you can make 6 figures in 6 months. And so you want to have, so step one is creating the name for what the session is called, because there's so much more perceived value in a 6-figure roadmap call than there is in a free coaching session.
You know, absolutely. So free coaching session automatically is devalued. Free coaching session.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a free cookie here.
Yeah, and then also with that, be able to map out what you're going to do on the call. You know, so I say where I help you map out how you can make 6 figures in 6 months. So they know what they're showing up to the call for. And at the end, whether they enroll or not, they're still going to get that. There's huge value. So when you're creating your actual, or when you're doing free consultations, just name it and give it life, so people know what they're showing up for, and make it applicable to your brand.
Yeah. No, I love that, because actually that manages expectations too. They know ahead of time what they're going to get, what information they're going to get, so they know what to look forward to. It's a free coaching session. Like, what am I walking into? And so I love that. So name your sessions.
Name your session, and to take it a step further is what I say is we'll do 3 things on the call. Number 1, we'll crystallize your vision. Number 2, we'll identify what your biggest challenge is and get you on track to start solving it. And number 3, create a plan and path for you to get there. That's simple. And so if you want to use those, you can use those, but, you know, customize it to whatever it is for you. And so they know when they're coming up for it, it's so much more effective.
Love it. My goodness, you shared so much great information today. I am thrilled you were able to join us, really, because this information is going to, I know, shift many mindsets. You know, the perception we have of a coaching call and high-end clients, and I love the name of your program, Effortless Enrollment. Just feels like, oh, I can do this. I can do this. So that's very empowering. Very empowering.
Thank you.
So you have a gift for our viewers that we can get access to?
I do have a gift. Yeah. So the gift that I have for everyone, is access to my free report, and it's the 7 essentials to enroll high-end clients.
Oh my goodness, you heard that, the 7 essentials to enroll high-end clients. I know I'm going to get it, so what you want to do is take the link just below, and it's going to take you directly to Alex's website. Just below, yes. And you're going to be able to get that report and really, really use it. Please, it's awesome information. I know I experienced it myself, and I'm thrilled to be able to bring Alex to you with his brilliance and all the great strategies that he has to share with you. Alex, thank you so much again for joining us. Really a pleasure having you here.
Thanks so much for having me, Ann.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann DeVere, and this has been another episode of Access to Experts. Until next time.
This has been Access to Experts, where we interview business and professional experts and ask the questions you most want the answers to.